Many sales professionals got scared recently when Yahoo and Google announced some strict changes when it comes to outreach. Well, I'm going to tell you what you need to know and what you don't have to worry about. Check it out. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald C. Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. If this is your first time listening to our podcast, it's designed to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline. And we want to give you the tools and strategies and everything you need to be able to double your close rate. This podcast has been around for a minute, and our goal here is to help sales professionals like you and myself just to sharpen our tools, to be able to improve our game, and to get to the next level, especially when it comes to pipeline development. Today, we're going to talk about Google and Yahoo. Many of you have probably seen posts about it. You've seen things on LinkedIn. You've probably seen people talking more about it regarding Google and Yahoo's changes. These are taking effect in 2024. The idea here is that if you're a bulk sender sending more than 5,000 emails per day, you have to make some changes because Google and Yahoo do not want to have you send junk. Their end users, you and myself, people who are getting a lot of emails, we are trying to only get emails that we think or we feel are relevant or reliable. And most of the times, we don't know some of the people who are sending us stuff. Google and Yahoo want to help their customers to be able to protect them from spammers and from unwanted intrusion that could lead to people doing malicious things. So with this 5,000 emails per day, some of the confusions that we saw were people, and I thought this as well, was that if a domain, and this was some of the understanding, a domain, so like the sales evangelist sending out more than 5,000 emails per day, our marketing and our sales reps, that we could get in trouble and those emails will not be able to be delivered. Now, what it comes back down to is that there's simple things that are already in place that are for authentication purposes. I want to help you to be able to understand some of this again. So, and we have a link down below in the show notes from sources, particularly that you can take advantage of to help provide this information. But Mailgun gives some great insights on this, and we're going to take some of the information they provided in this in-depth article that gives a better understanding. But the first thing is that you need to understand is that Google and Yahoo essentially are just trying to protect their customers, and they want to make sure that this applies to bulk senders, enforcing the laws or the standards, so to speak, that are already in place when it comes to bulk sending. Many bulk senders don't protect their systems, and this is one of the things they want to emphasize, and it allows for attackers to hide in their midst. So if you're sending out over those 5,000 emails, it's very easy at that point for somebody who could tap into your system and to be able to slip right into that process. And now they're able to maliciously get into people's account and cause all kinds of problems. Now, there are 3 things that you need to make sure that you have in place. So these are important. So if you want to pass this on to your marketing or to your sales leaders, or if you're the sales leader, just make sure you understand this. Authenticate the email. Enable easy unsubscribe or unsubscription. Now, I don't think it's necessary for all of your sales emails. And only send emails users want. So this again, this applies heavily to like the marketing side of the house. Your individual contributors are probably not sending that many emails altogether, but as an organization, we need to make sure that we have those authentication in place, that we enable easy unsubscribe, and also making sure that we send emails that people want. And that's the point I'm going to spend some time on today. So from a sales perspective, a seller that's sending out just about 200 emails, you will probably be fine. But again, you just want to be cautious as an organization. If you have, say, 100 sellers and you're all sending out over 200 emails per day, now you find yourself in a challenging circumstance where if you don't have these authentication, you're going to have issues. So make sure your domain has these authentication, and we can go over those in the emails. But essentially, you want to set up SPF, the DKIM, DKIM, and the DMARC, so the DMARC. All of these information, again, are in the show notes, so you can get access to it, so you can understand from your perspective. All of these need to be set up on your domain if you're sending out over those 5,000 emails. So we got that part out of the way. So for the most part, Armageddon in sales it's not here. But there is a change. There is a change because Google and Yahoo are doing this, obviously, to protect their customers, but also because people just don't want the emails. They don't want your garbage emails. Just like when they stopped doing the home phone calls, when those laws came in place that you can't just call people at home, and plus nobody has home phones anymore. It just made it more. We have to figure out better ways to be able to contact folks, and that's why I find this to be exciting. Now, the reason why I like this is that it's allowing us to be more ingenuitive. It's allowing us to be more creative. Whenever we find ourselves with challenges as mankind or as human beings, we find a way to get around or to just totally upend and do something different. So for us as sales professionals, what is the underlining message? People don't want junk emails. Now, are your emails classified as junk? And usually it is, because if I haven't solicited you for anything, why am I getting an email pitched to me? And therefore people are telling us, take me off your list and so forth. Here's what I would tell you to do. There are three things, though, when I send emails and they go through and people have conversations with me. There's three or four reasons why. One, I had a clear point of reference. So when I sent them an email, they knew me from somewhere, or they're familiar with my brand, or we had something in common. Somehow we had a connection. Two, I was referred by someone to contact them, or somebody told me to. So maybe they did an introduction, or perhaps somebody in the organization say you need to connect with Dave. So I'm able to use that as that reference point. Number three, the content or the substance of that email is relevant to an issue or a problem that the person has right now. And I was able to discover that, whether from talking internally, or I was able to discover that from their website, or just doing my research. And then the fourth thing is just that they're really nice people out there, and they want to just communicate and just let you know, hey, thank you for reaching out. I'm not interested at this point. So I find that those emails fall under those four areas. Maybe you have others. But the emails that oftentimes are sent out, we don't necessarily know there's intent, or there's a reason, or there's an interest. We don't have a point of reference. The person didn't indicate they wanted, but we saw that they were our ICP. And as a surface level ICP, we felt that it would be appropriate to send them out. Now, because we don't know which ones are ready, we send out a large number of emails to a higher group of ICPs, hoping that some of them may have those problems and it possibly will be relevant. The idea here is that we want to make those emails more substantive. And what I'm recommending to you is send out those emails as a smaller quantity, and making sure that you have one of these things taking place already, that you have a point of reference with this prospect, that you have some kind of referral into this individual. Maybe they have interest, or you found based on your research a really relevant issue that they have that you have a solution to. Now, all of those won't reply back, but this again allows us to be able to up our game. My philosophy, from what I've shared on past episodes, is that you can start the conversation and start having impact previously on platforms such as LinkedIn. When you're on a platform like LinkedIn and you do have some kind of business connection with that individual, or make some kind of creative introduction, they're more than willing to talk to you then, rather than somebody just trying to pitch them. As I mentioned in previous episodes, our buyers, they're open to learning, and especially learning something new that can help them in their business or help them to progress in their particular role. Now, if you can do that on LinkedIn, it makes it so much more easier to send them an email at that point, that they're more than likely to open, because they recognize you and your brand, and they recognize that you bring value to them. It slows the game down. And I think this is important. When I played soccer in high school, one of the things that you realize is that sometimes you're going to have fast pace, fast breakaways. But if you can slow the game down, you can play the feel, you can give time to be able to see more, and you can get a chance to be able to think more, and you can get a chance to make more smarter plays, and to work better and communicate with your team, make space on the field, so to speak, pass the ball around. Now, when you do this, you will find opportunities where you can take a strike, where you can shoot, and more than likely have a better chance of scoring. If I just run down the field, every one of us, and we just shoot the ball, there's a lot more defenders that can deflect it. The goalie will be alert, and more than likely, I'm not going to score. Now, if you can do that a bunch of times, yeah, maybe every once in a while something can go through. But when you slow down the game and you play more intelligently, you have a higher percentage chance of scoring, rather than just bolting down the field, getting yourself tired, getting people annoyed on your team, and not having any fruitful result in the end. Coming back to what I'm saying again, ladies and gentlemen, we just need to become better senders. We just need to become more creative. We just need to find more effective ways to reach out to our prospects. More effective communication is going to obviously lead to more opportunities, and those more opportunities are going to lead to more deals being closed. Here's a specific strategy that I'd recommend. Call into a low-end person in the organization and to validate your information. If you have a book of a class prospect that you're reaching out to, let's say you use some intent solution and you found 20 organizations that are your ICP, and you see that they have some intent, they're looking based on the challenges that you solve. Great. The next step in that process is we want to make sure we can validate that. Perhaps you reach out to an end user or somebody lower on the totem pole, or even a salesperson that can help validate some of those points that may be relevant to that prospect. So let's say, for instance, if it's for me and it's sales, maybe I connect with a salesperson in the organization that can let me know, validate, yes, we are hiring a ton right now, and we're trying to find people who can be more who can come in with some spunk, and who are great BDRs and can go and hunt and to have good stamina and so forth. Well, if that's the case, then I could be able to use that to my top person I reach out to. Maybe I can ask the salesperson, how many folks have you guys hired recently? Well, we hired 5 BDRs and 3 of them flunked out. I could use that data with my C-level person I reach out to now. And I can let them know, which is something going to be super relevant. Hey, I know that hiring is something that you're doing right now. I see some posts, and I understand that you guys are trying to find BDRs that are robust, that can really be creative, and to break into some of these large enterprise accounts. I know keeping and finding people on right now is tough more than ever. Most organizations like yourself are probably seeing where they have a third of their people are not lasting. Now, I probably would make that more truncated down, but the point is my conversation is hyper relevant to that individual, because those are challenges that I validated with someone else in the organization, therefore making my communication with that person more substantive, and the likelihood of them continuing to read my email or to continue to open dialogue increase. So this is what I'm talking about, where we're becoming more creative, we're becoming smarter. And I really stress this idea. You need to become authority guides or authority leaders in your industry. I'm not stressing that you need to become an influencer. What I need you to understand, and I go back to that past episode a couple weeks or last week when I shared, you need to become that big fish in that small pond that knows insights that can help an industry or help an individual. When it comes to buyers, most buyers care about covering their own rear end. I'm just being straight with you. If I come into this deal and I'm focusing on your organization and what your organization can do, yes, that's good. But the better or the best angle is to help focus on how this is going to help that individual, help that CEO or that CRO or that the director of marketing, or help that HR manager when it comes to hiring the right people and to keeping them. That's going to help them hit their KPIs. You see where I'm getting at? When you can do that, that's where we talk about relevance, a problem that they have that focuses towards them and something that matters to that individual. That's an email that I would open if I was in a situation like that. So to recap, Google and Yahoo, yes, they're changing the game, and it's stuff that they had in place. It's important, no, it's imperative that us as the senders recognize that people don't want garbage, and we need to send emails that they want. Talk to your marketing, and that's another conversation for another day. And right now, we need to make sure that the conversations that we're having, the people that we're reaching out to, they actually have challenges, and we can validate those challenges. That increases the odds of them communicating with us. Slow the game down. Don't rush. Don't stress. When there's a breakaway, by far, go ahead and take that breakaway. Take that shot. But right now, let's slow the game down. Let's play the field and increase the chances of us scoring. When we can do this, we're not going to see 10,000 activities in a day, but we're going to see more meaningful activities that lead to more meaningful conversations, which lead to more meaningful opportunities and more meaningful deals close. Listen, we want to help you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline with quality opportunities. We want to help you to double your close rate. If LinkedIn is going to be a part of your outreach process in 2024, I want to help you. Our goal is to help in the Q1 300 individuals from different organizations improve their sales game. If you want to learn about our LinkedIn prospecting course and how this can help you to communicate relevant foresights to the right prospects and to land 3 to 5 appointments per week without spamming, go ahead and check out thesalesevangelist.com/LinkedIn. Again, thesalesevangelist.com/LinkedIn. We would love to have you join us. As always, I want you to raise your level of thinking. Check out our sponsors and the amazing offers they're giving you. I want you to use them. They're going to help you tremendously. We want you to 3 to 5x your sales pipeline. We want to help you to double your close rate. We want to help you to be able to go out and do big things, but most importantly, go out and make that money. Hope you have a good one. Thanks so much.